Women are way less committed to relationships than men. And this is why marriages are falling apart. But we're not allowed to say that. Seatbelts on, buckle up. I will say it again. Women are less committed to relationships than men. Roughly 70% of divorces are initiated by women. They are willing to throw the towel in sooner. Feminazis will try to convince you that women do this because of men. Because for them, the equation is always men equals evil. Now, imagine if we took men out of the equation entirely. Oh wait, we don't have to imagine that at all. We have that data. We have the divorce rates for lesbian couples. Lesbians have the highest divorce rates in the country. It turns out that if you have twice the women in a relationship, you also have twice the chance of divorce. You couldn't write it if you tried. Oh, there you go.
I need the other women to be so freaking for real with me right now. You knew what that man was when you posted him in Are We Dating the Same Guy, okay? There's no way his little wasn't an indicator that he's a freaking ran through 3 baby mamas in his bio, women in his picture, children in his pictures, exclusively selfies at one angle, fish pics in every single one, and you're asking if he's... You knew!
Zebby said, but did they? I don't know. People didn't watch enough Blue's Clues growing up. You know, honestly, anything with a detective for some of these women, any show would have been great for them. It would have taught them context clues. They could have really started asking the important questions other than, can he buy me a coffee every single day for the rest of my life? And maybe they wouldn't end up in some of the situations that they have today.
So I see these clips of all these women talking about where have the providers and protectors gone. Let a 60-year-old man tell you young men out there from experience. 3 different marriages, 10 different kids, 7 of them step. You get nothing out of being a provider or a protector. Nothing. Insults, ridicule, abandonment, that's all that awaits you. People won't even remember all the sacrifices that you made, financially, physically, or in any way. They won't even care. So young man, save yourself. Focus on yourself. Put your money in your pocket. Worry about your own survival, because nobody else will.
Unfortunately, this is the reality for a lot of men out there who do, as women say, try to step up and be a stepdad. They try to be a real man, as some of these ladies define it. And then whenever the lady gets tired of the relationship, she just up and leaves. The man has... You guys understand that the man has put an investment into your children only for you to say that investment is not good enough and to rip the child away? Why would any man want to go through that? You act like men don't have emotions and they won't feel sad or down or disappointed or hurt, extremely crushed that you did that.
You said what? Hey, my little back on. Hey.
Yeah. On game bang.
Huh?
On game bang.
You don't get me?
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You don't kick with nobody?
Huh?
You don't kick with nobody?
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You're not from Chisa?
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Huh?
On game bang.
You sure?
Yeah.
What about you?
That's my female. She on game bang.
Alright, this is Playboy's on me.
Alright.
Stop picking that up. Yeah, you're trying to fuck me. You feel me? Alright.
Play this with the food.
And once again, women, I need you to follow this example. When this happens, sit over there and be quiet. Let the man handle it. You see, he didn't try to, like somebody said in the comments, he didn't try to prove a point. He just said, no, we didn't do this, because it could have ended up worse than what it actually was, because that guy was on some stupidity.
I have a question for the men, specifically the men who leave comments saying, men don't want a middle-aged woman. She's washed up, old, ugly, fat, ran through, she's got kids, she's baggage, blah, blah, blah. My question is, let's say you marry the dream girl, right? A woman who's under 30. What do you do with her if she continues to live and she gets to middle age? Are you replacing her at that point? Maybe because you're older, she's still younger and you don't care. I'm really curious. Explain this to me.
This dude in the comments said, men don't have to look that far ahead because men don't have to look that far ahead because she'll divorce him by that time. Dang, this is cold. A woman in the comments said, have you heard of Leonardo DiCaprio? Yes, if they can, they will. I don't know about all that, man. I think if a man finds somebody, most men they're going to build with that woman, and he would expect nothing less from her. I mean, why are we arguing about this? The divorce rates speak for themselves. They really do. Women are leaving most of the time.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him.
Ooh.
Something in him is weak. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, despite all the historical context that we know that sits behind that, I think, oh, she must have got just, she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
Wait, stop. Wait. If black man marry white woman, it mean black man weak. But if black woman marry white man, it mean black woman tired? Because of black man? So either way, black man weak? What? When did two people that love each other, that look nothing alike, getting married stop being a good thing? I need this to be explained to me. Because if there's one thing that I know, it's that Martin Luther King, the guy who marched and died for our rights to be integrated into society, he wouldn't be feeling this conversation right now. He wouldn't think that a black man is weak for marrying a white woman. He'd be like, yeah, brother, society and the law finally agrees that you two are the same in the eyes of God, so you can get married. But wait, when a black woman marries a white man, it means that now she gets to rest? She was tired and now she gets to rest? Okay, yeah. I'm done with this conversation. Y'all can have it. I'm done.
She had to do it. She had to marry this guy. He forced her to, for all intents and purposes. I mean, he didn't, but with the way that black men were acting, he did. You guys know that what's coming out of your mouth is some of the dumbest stuff that you could possibly ever say.
Have you ever wondered why the only men who approach you are the ones that you don't want? There's actually a psychological reason for this. You see, respectful, emotionally healthy men are very boundary aware. They don't want to intrude, pressure, or misread a situation. So if you're just vibing, hoping that the decent, respectful, available men will pick up your energy, they won't, because men are far less attuned to the subtle cues of attraction than women are. Meanwhile, the men who don't care about your boundaries, the ones with no social awareness or worse, they will approach. That's why so many women say only creeps come up to me. So here's the fix. If you want to be approached by a respectful man, your cues need to be clearer than you think, because psychologically safe men need active green lights, not just passive signals. Try these. Number 1, prolonged eye contact. Hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, look away slowly and smile. Number 2, face your body towards him. That's your hips, your shoulders, open, not angled away. Number 3, glance twice. The double take is powerful. Once might be chance, but twice is showing interest. 4, you can touch your hair or your neck while making eye contact. It's a subconscious invitation of trust. 5, walk past slowly and stand nearby, close enough to be noticed but not intrusive. You're not being too obvious. You're giving the respectful man the psychological safety to make a move.
Just come and approach. No, you told me not to approach. Your body language says you don't want me to approach. Why do I get all these weirdos approaching me? Because they don't care about your boundaries. That's what I keep on telling you. But you keep on saying that all men are trash. No, it's the trash guys coming up to you. I'm sitting over here enjoying my drink.
My dad never gave a man the like, if you hurt my daughter, I will fucking you talk. It was always like, poor guy. Rockhead, please be nice to this one. 13 to 18. No. 13 to 19. I was insufferable. Like, and the worst part about it is like I was terrible, but it wasn't because like I got my heart broken. Some man made me terrible. I just woke up one day and was like the worst.
The longer that I date a man, the more I start to feel somewhat bitter at the disparities between the level of care that we have for these things. And it just bothers me how it seems that women are so expected to put in so much effort towards their appearance and men just aren't. And that becomes more apparent to me when I'm spending like a lot of time with a man. And when I think about it, honestly, some of the men that I've dated have put in more effort for these things than like the average man, or at least how it seems to me. And I feel like I put in a little bit less effort than like the average woman when it comes to these things. So like what that would mean is that the actual disparity between the average man and the average woman and how much they care about like health, hygiene, style is much greater than I've even experienced. I guess my whole point in sharing all of this is just to talk about what the chopped man epidemic means to me, and also maybe just the slight hope that any men who watch this video or any other videos of women talking about this stuff will maybe respond with curiosity instead of immediate aggression and mean comments. And I'm sure that many men who are commenting mean things on videos are doing so because they feel threatened and their insecurities of not being worthy of love that we all have are being triggered, which is understandable. But again, I think that if this is something that genuinely concerns you, there are things you can do about it, because the things that women are talking about are in your control. And not only are they in your control, but they will benefit you too, like health, hygiene, style. They all have immense psychological and physiological benefits to putting some effort into them. So it benefits you and the people around you and just the world. Make the world a better place. Brush your tongue.
A dude in the comments said if more men did this at large, women would find a way into making it a problem and call more men DL and say they care more about looking good than they care about me. Trust. You don't have to take my word for it. Here's some clips, readily available.
Someone cooked here.
I could keep going, but at this point, I think you get it. Y'all be talking about a man. Why doesn't he have a skincare routine? Why is he not as hygienic as I am? But then also saying, ooh, he got too much of a skincare routine. Is he down low?
Don't point that gun in my face. Is you LGBT because your gun pink?
Is that Tatcha? Woo, that man spending some money on that skincare routine.
So I think there's a reason that my boyfriend's skin is better than mine. Like, let's be honest. All he does is wash his face, moisturize, and sometimes applies SPF. This was my skin with like a 15-step skincare routine. It was super dry and flaky and like not horrible breakouts, but it definitely wasn't the best. I also would have like a lot of allergic reactions to products, so I have like super sensitive skin. This is my skin, just washing my face and moisturizing with obviously SPF. Why do I feel like the next skincare trend needs to be the like boyfriend skincare routine?
Man a man. Man must stand up like man. Man must act like man. Man must behave like man. Man must take decision like man. Eh? You weak jellyback. Oh, Jesus have mercy. Me not deal.
Why would a man be there? Why would a man be there? No, it's actually pissing me off. Oh my God.
Here's just one example. Couple of comments. Bro, don't get me started. Another one. And they swear they aren't DL. Like what?
A black man walked up to my mama in the grocery store and handed her $100. All he said was, "Here, pay for your groceries," and walked away. My mom barely had time to even say thank you. He was gone. Now, mind you, my mom is a baddie, okay? Old school baddie. She got her own now. She didn't need that $100. Let me tell you, that man has lived rent-free in my mama's mind ever since. She was like, who was that? Who was that, okay? Let me tell you, this man talking about women don't want to talk to him in the grocery store. We shopping, okay? We thinking about the price of butter and eggs, okay? You want to start a conversation, talk about how you gonna pay for it. I heard another creator say this, but I'm gonna add on to it. Talk about how you gonna pay for it, okay? The other brother didn't even want a conversation in exchange. He didn't ask for nothing. All he did was put a crisp $100 bill in my mama hand and walked away. Real smooth. I was with her. I'm a witness. I will get my mama on the phone right now, okay? Right now. He walked away and my mama has not stopped talking about it. It was like he was an angel out of a romance novel.
I like what Edward Hill 109 said. He said, nobody owes anyone anything. The only problem I see is the double standard, because tomorrow some lady will post how 3 men walked by her, saw her struggling to load something in her car, and no one said anything or helped. You can't have it both ways. Absolutely what I would want to say. Great for him for doing what he did. Fantastic. But y'all sit up here and y'all are rude to men in their face. The man in the original video said, I said hello to them, to multiple women, and they didn't speak back. And women in the comments were saying, we don't owe you anything. You're not owed a hello from us. Men feel entitled to our words and our space and our energy. Why would you be entitled to a man's money? Why would you be entitled to a man's resources and his kindness and his provision? You're not. You're not entitled to his protection. You're not entitled to anything that he has to offer. You shouldn't have to pay somebody $5, $10, $15, $100 just to get a hello. It's weird. So I think her point here is that it wasn't about the money. It was about the gesture, right? Even though she worded it poorly and she communicated it rather poorly, I would say it's about the gesture of a man doing something nice for you, taking something off your plate, which is not an uncommon statement from a lot of women. But I do think that some women have gotten to the point to where a man has to pay for their time. He has to pay. Just say hello. Well, if you're going to speak to me, then take something off my plate. You're not anybody special. That's what men are trying to get you to understand. I'm not trying to humble you. I'm just trying to say that you're not. It doesn't take me $100 to just say hello. That's it. If men are to, I think they were talking about a man.
The only reason that you feel like you have boyfriend air and you feel like getting a boyfriend makes you ugly, and the fact that you've been with your boyfriend for 3 years, and for all 3 of those years you've gradually gotten less cute and you've gradually started to take care of yourself less and less, you've gained more weight and you've looked worse, is because you only seek male validation. And the only reason you see to get dressed up and look cute and do anything good for yourself is for the attention of men. And since you have a male that is in your face constantly 24/7, you don't feel the need to dress up for yourself or look good for yourself, because you feel as if you're not looking for a boyfriend or not looking for a man, then you don't have to actually take care of yourself. Who said that?
But then they'll blame it on the men as if it's his fault that you stop taking care of yourself. And then y'all get on this app, not you, but some women will get on this app talking about how men need to be more hygienic. They need to take care of themselves. They need to brush their teeth. They need to shave. They need to get a new wardrobe. They need to look cute, and on and on and on. But then don't be doing nothing when they get in a relationship. Go sit down.
You okay? Hello. Coming. Stop that.
I don't know, a Sarah girl came running out of the house and then a guy just came running out.
So the stepfather is chasing her and taking advantage of her, and the mother is allowing it. Both of them. You got to put both of them in jail today. Today. This is... The man shouldn't be doing this. But if this is the mother's child, I'm assuming because he's a stepfather, you gotta get your daughter out of that situation immediately. Immediately. I don't even know why you would allow that, dude.
One thing that absolutely frightens me is the fact that we make it seem like only men deal with lust, or only men are lustful, or only men have issues with lust. You guys are just open about it and you think it's cute to be a dog. Point blank, period. A lot of women are like that, but they're either hyper women that want to sell their body or do whatever else they want to do, or they stay super quiet about it because they find it embarrassing. Men do the same thing. But it's like, it really just frightens me as if you think that men are wired in some kind of dog-like nature, that they just have to sniff some butt. Like, it's actually crazy. It is. Do you not understand how smart men are? Like, let's really reel it back and act like men aren't just some little dumb creature that doesn't know anything. Men are extremely smart. Okay? Props to men. They're smarter than they think. I'm just not falling for the whole, oh, well, men, you know, it's just how they're wired and boys will be boys, and it's giving idiot. It is. Like, how do you understand the men that have self-control then? Are they not men? Are they not men? Listen, at some point we're going to have to add common sense into the equation. We are. If you just happen to look around for a second and put two and two together, you will understand that you were deceived or you're slow. One or the other. You believe something incorrect. There's just no way. And I don't care what's being taught. Like, we are all human beings with a conscious state, and we get to decide what we want to do. And you can get a negative thought in your head that says to be lustful over somebody, right? It's your choice. But see, we've made it cute for men to make the wrong choice every time. Now we have an issue with serial rapists, and we wonder how we got here. Maybe let's stop telling men it's cute and okay to be lustful because they're men, and that's just how they're wired. Maybe let's not do that. Maybe let's not. Because now you're touching kids, and you're like, oh, I just can't control my lustful thoughts. That's not how that works. I really think... I think everybody's slow. I really do. Like, I don't understand how anybody ever believed that. I don't. And again, for those who make the argument about biology and physics and isics and disics, whatever, let's bring in a woman's hormones. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to address the hormones. We want to act like those don't really exist or affect anything. But because you have testosterone, you get to eat butt for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because that's your only craving. Don't piss me off. If that's how we're going to let that be, we're going to let women do whatever they want. In those times where they get that hormonal rage and they want to fight 12 bulls and 6 men, we're going to let them do that every single time. They got the choice, and, you know, it's hard dealing with these hormones. It's hard. So we should be able to fight people, right? We should be able to just do whatever we want. Everybody. We all crush on when our hormones kick in. Yeah. That's okay, right? Men are far from stupid, but this goes for anybody. People are far from stupid. They can act like whatever. They can act. That doesn't mean that's reality. I'm gonna need you to up in your discernment, all right?
It's literally women in dudes' comments thirsting after this man that they don't even know. And then they're offended if a man, and when a man does the same thing. It's literally women with men waiting at the house. Man literally bought your ticket. Being cradled by Chris Brown. Being cradled, held ever so gently by these celebrities. And want to come home and kiss their man in the mouth and, oh baby, I had such a great time. Thank you, baby. And then don't have the common sense or the wherewithal, even if you did go out there and do something stupid like that, to not put it on the internet. And not only did you put it on the internet just to pick, you have a video of all of the weird shady, gross things that you were doing with this guy, and expect a man to not be quote unquote insecure and allow you to do stupid stuff like that.
And I'm gonna make this video with no guys. If you are a black man, do not get online, do not go out in public and ask us as black women why we will not speak to y'all. I'm not gonna even cut this video. Okay, so here's the thing. Y'all are a mutation gene of us, and you have forgotten your position. And then you're looking for your way back to your mama, right? And you riding through the matrix, the my tricks and my and her tricks, and you getting caught up in her web. You're in this system of patriarchy where you think that you're running. Y'all are very dangerous. Y'all have become very dangerous through this false sense of superiority and power that you think you have over the black woman. That's why we're not speaking. Y'all are weird. And when I say weird, I mean y'all are wired different. Y'all are wired to a degree of entitlement, right? Y'all are very entitled. So once you go, hey, how you doing? And we say, hey, good, how you doing? We are expecting that it's just a hey, how you doing, period, point blank. After that, y'all follow up with trying to holler. It's not that the hollering is a problem, because some women may want that. I don't even like men enough for that. The issue is that you don't know how to take no for an answer. Y'all become violent. So now we feel like we're in danger. So instantly, if I'm saying no, I'm not interested, because that's usually what comes about. And you can even tell by the passion and a little bit of the anger that's within that, how I'm speaking, where it's at. Go look at the statistics and see why we don't speak nowadays. Because I'm the type of person, I like to speak. I like the randomness when people just speak and we don't know each other. We're supposed to be able to lift our heads up and down at each other and say, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? You see another brother or kindred, kinfolk, you're supposed to be able to speak. Whether man or woman, it doesn't matter. We should be able to speak to each other. But the pattern I notice with black men is that they say, hey, you say hey back as a black woman, and then they try to holler at you. And when you say, no, I'm not interested, or I do not like men, they get mad at you all type of names in a book that don't even exist in the dictionary. They calling you everything else but the queen and the primador and the goddess of the earth. They call you everything else but that all of a sudden, because you got no. Y'all are too titled. Y'all are nasty. Y'all are dirty. Look at that. I was about to say dingy and dirty at the same. Y'all are nasty, dingy, and dirty. Y'all are violent when you don't get what you want. And the whole time you're throwing a fit because you don't know where your mama at no more. May you return to the waters from whence you came and learn your position. That's what you need to focus on. Figuring out how to find you come about. Why are you and your brothers so disrespectful to the mama nowadays? Why are we where we are? Ask the right. You're going to ask me something. Don't ask me how I'm doing. Ask me how I'm feeling. So I can tell you I feel like you need to get the fuck out of my face. Do you see where we at now with y'all? That's why we don't say hey back. Because it's always something to follow up. Then y'all want to get weird and follow people around the corner and like women walking around with like we gangsters. But like, do you understand the position? Go look at the statistics. Don't talk to us about it. Go talk to your brothers. You coming out of isolation or you got from being locked up? You were just being like, which one? Because that's what it's. I'm just trying to understand. You got charged or something? Because you weird coming up on this app asking this shit. I'm done with this video. I don't got nothing else to say. This shit, I'm gaslighting myself.
You probably should have made some edits though. Let's go through the numbers here. U.S. general population, violent crime offenders, 2022 FBI UCR data. 78% to 80% of violent crimes in the U.S. Has to do with homicide, robbery, aggravated assault, and taking advantage of people, basically men taking advantage of women intimately, I'll say it like that, are committed by men. That much is true, we know that. However, only about 0.5 to 1%, that's again 0.5% to 1% of men in the U.S. commit a violent crime in any given year. DV, according to the CDC, IPV is what it is, intimate partner or intimate violence, I'll say it like that. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner mishandling in their lifetimes, which is not good at all, especially for women. But that's a partner doing that, not a random man. Doesn't make it any better, but we're talking about a stranger saying hello to you. About 85 to 90% of perpetrators of severe physical domestic mishandling are male. So basically it's the men 85 to 90% of the time doing it. So it's not great. Not great at all. It's actually very alarming. Global context, according to WHO and UNO DC worldwide, men make up about 95% of homicide perpetrators. So 95% of the time it's going to be a man that's taking you out of here, right? But then it says again, but again, the actual percentage of men who commit violence is very small compared to the total male population. So the key point here is that most men are nonviolent, but men commit the vast majority of violent acts in nearly every category. A small subset of men are responsible for most violent crimes, often repeat offenders. So yeah, you should have done some edits, because you continue to say that men are doing these things to you when it just said about 0.5% to a percentage of men, oftentimes repeat offenders, are committing these violent crimes. And you're sitting up here. This is where the disconnect is. You're telling men, you come from me, I'm your mama type of nonsense, and how men are violent. You got to walk around with basically carrying, which I ain't got no problem with that. Do what you need to do. You want some pepper spray? Man, I ain't got no problem with that. I know there's weirdos out here. You got to protect yourself. I get it. But you're talking to me like it's me doing that to you. You're talking to most men, average men, that walk right by you in the street. You're sitting in your car in broad daylight. If men were so violent, then somebody be knocking your window in. That's what they be doing. If somebody was so violent, then you getting out of your car, walking into the store, you pass him at a clip of 78%. It's a good chance you're not gonna make it walking into that store. Getting out of your car, it's a fantastic chance you're not gonna make it at all. With those statistics, with the way y'all saying men act, it's a great chance. But it's not men doing it. It's not all men. It's not even 98% of men do that. Like 99% of men acting like they have some sense. If you want to do an extreme number, I mean, even if I were to give you a whole 10%, 90% of men are acting like they have some sense. Period. End of story. But you'll sit up here and blame the vast majority of men for going through stuff that is unfortunate. And I know, obviously, to give you the benefit of the doubt, they're rather dangerous, scary. I think same video, the young lady was running away from her stepfather. That's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. While I can help, as the man did in that video, it wasn't me. It was for that one man in there acting crazy. It was like 2 or 3 men, like one man and 2 boys acting as they should have acted on the phone with the police, calling, hey man, we got a problem. This man seems to be messing with this young lady. Please help. Another man, hey, get out my house right now, to the point of raising his voice at that man. Get out of my house now, forcefully. But y'all never really talk about that. Y'all talk about how men are terrible. They're terrible people. They never help. We got to worry about this. We got to think about that. Got it. But again, while you're doing all that thinking, think about 0.5% to a percentage of men are violent criminals. They commit a violent act every year, any given year. Think about that. You should have done some edits.